of your goals that you want to achieve. Think of the vision that you want to create of the future. And then ask yourself, if you had a crystal ball and you could see 12 months into the future, and in 12 months time, absolutely everything that you want to achieve is 100% guaranteed done, right? It's happening. It's gonna come to pass in 12 months. No doubts, no ifs, no buts, 100% it's done. Now, if you knew that that was gonna happen and all you had to do was just take action towards your goals, didn't matter whether you failed, didn't matter whether you succeeded, whatever, it was irrelevant, you're gonna achieve it. If you knew that all you had to do is to take action, then what actions would you take in this moment right now if you knew that your success was guaranteed? What would you do differently if you had the crystal ball than what you're doing right now? And if you would do different actions, if you would do different things if your success was absolutely guaranteed than the actions that you're currently doing right now, well, different actions will lead to different results. So if we had certainty that we were going to succeed, if we would do different things than what we're doing now, then the actions that we're doing now are going to lead to a different result than success if we had the crystal ball. And so the relevance of this, the reason that this is so damn important, is that if we can recognize that it's not belief that's driving us, it's not certainty that's driving us, well, what is driving us then? And often the thing that's driving us, if we don't have belief, is fear. It's uncertainty. We're not sure that we can achieve whatever it is we're trying to achieve. It's too risky, you know? So we take different actions, we play it safe, we're conservative, and what we're trying to do, or what we're driven by, what our actions are driven by, is the fear of failure. And if the fear of failure is driving our actions, that's what we're holding in our mind, that's what we're focusing on, that's what's influencing our actions, and therefore what we're going to end up manifesting is the exact thing that we're trying to avoid. It's like when, you know, someone's driving a Ferrari like down a country road or whatever, people crash on country roads, and there'll be one solitary tree in the middle of just complete open fields, one tree. Why is it that so many people statistically will crash into that one tree instead of all the open space? It's because when they lose control of their car and they start spinning out and they see the tree and they go, oh no, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, and they try and steer away from the tree, but because their focus is on the tree, they hit the bloody tree. They hit the very thing that they're trying to avoid. It's because where focus goes, energy flows. And this is the point. So if our fear of failure is what's really influencing our actions, because we're taking different actions because the fear exists than the actions we would take if we had the crystal ball and we had certainty, we are going to manifest into being the exact thing that we are fearing happening. Subconsciously, without knowing it, thinking that we're avoiding it, but we will always self-sabotage our way back to that reality that we are holding in our mind. So this is why belief is so damn important, because belief is what's going to dictate what vision of the future we are holding in our mind. And so that brings us then on to the next question, which is, if you don't currently have that belief, if you don't have that trust in your future, if you don't, have faith that you're going to make it, how do you find the belief before you get the result, which is what you need to get the result? Right? We can't rely on the result giving us the belief. We can't sit there and go, oh, well, I'm not going to believe I can succeed until I see proof in the world or proof in my own results that I can succeed. Because you cannot get the result before doing what it takes to get the results. You've got to find the belief first. So a couple of ways to really help this process and help give yourself that belief and program your mind into truly knowing that you can do it. And the first thing that you can do is find other people who have achieved the result that you want to achieve and look at what they've done. When you go and look at how somebody else has already done it, despite being in the same sort of position as yourself, we can start to let go of all the stories that we'll tell ourselves about why we can't do it. I'd love to invest in my business, but it's too risky because I have a job and I can't risk quitting my job, right? Whatever that story is. Well, if other people have done it, you can do it. but we're just holding on to the story, the fear, and so we don't go all in on creating our dreams because we don't want to fail. But by holding on to that attachment to something that we don't really want, we're heading down the path which is going to create a different result than the result that we would create if we knew we would succeed. If we knew we would succeed, we'd absolutely go for it. We'd follow our dreams. We'd build whatever type of life we want to create because we know we can't fail, right? Different actions, different results. So look at somebody else who's achieved the result. Look at what they did to achieve the result. Break down that process and start to teach your mind how they did it. And if they did it, it is possible for you as well, right? Next thing that you can do, so step 2, is to embrace the worst case scenario. Broad general statements cover up limiting beliefs in our mind. We need to get specific. That's Tony Robbins, right? When you get specific on what the worst case scenario is, and then get specific about what you'd actually do if that came to pass, we don't let our mind blow it up into this 10 times bigger than it is cloud of fear. Like, you know, we'll convince ourselves that if we were to leave our job and follow our dreams and try and build a business or whatever, and if we fail, the world's going to end and we'll have thrown everything away and we'll, you know, end up homeless on the streets and whatever else. You know, our mind will convince us that that's what would happen. But actually, if you analyze it, let's say you did go down that path. And let's say you did try and build a business. And let's say you did fail. And let's say you did run out of money. What would you do? You'd probably go and get another job, right? You'd probably look online, go to a few, you know, recruitment agencies, find similar roles to the one that you left in the first place. And how long realistically would it take you to just get another job? Could you even get your old job back? You know, you went and tried to start a business, you failed. Could you go back to your boss and get your old job back? Like, what's actually the worst case scenario that would happen? Are you actually going to end up homeless? Are you actually going to end up dying or starving to death? It's not going to happen, right? Get specific about the worst case scenario. And what happens is when you get specific about it and you embrace it and you accept it and you surrender and you let go, you go, you know what? If it happens, I'll figure it out. If you embrace the worst case scenario, that loses its control over you. It loses its hold over you, and it can no longer stop you taking action, because if you're willing to accept the worst case scenario and move forwards anyway, then nothing can stop you moving forwards, right? You've just got to be willing to do whatever it takes. You've got to be willing to get uncomfortable enough, and you've got to look at that worst case scenario, look at what it actually is. What would you actually do? You'll be able to figure it out, accept it and embrace it, and then surrender and let go and just move forwards anyway. And I'll tell you this one thing, right? You have always figured out every single thing in your life. You've always worked it out. It has always worked out okay. And I know that because if it hadn't, you wouldn't be sitting here watching this video on YouTube or through my emails, you know, or however you've received this email. You wouldn't be sitting here watching this video if it hadn't worked out okay. I suspect you probably have a roof over your head, you probably have running water, you probably have food, you probably have people in your life who care about you, you know. The point is, you've always figured it out, it's always worked out okay. Because when our back's against the wall and we have no choice and we must do it, we must make it happen, we tend to succeed when we have no choice. And this is, again, it's the same drive that belief will give you. When we must, we tend to succeed. All right, so that's step 2. If you can embrace the worst case scenario, it loses its hold over you. And then step 3 is to focus on that crystal ball outcome. Put intentional thought into what you actually want to achieve and what you actually want to create in your life. And when you do, you start to reprogram your mind to a new future. You stop looking at all the things that could go wrong and all the reasons that you can't, and you start focusing on all the reasons that you can, all the reasons that you must. You let go of that worst case scenario, it loses its hold over you, and where focus goes, energy flows, and you start moving towards that crystal ball certainty future. You'll start taking the actions that will move you in that direction, because that's what you're focusing on. Right? That's really it. If you can do that, you can start really tapping into finding that belief that's going to enable you to move forwards. And when you find that belief and you're willing to do whatever it takes, that's when the result will come, not before. I hope this helps, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye for now.